Let's go into the energy space. Hundreds of delegates from across Africa and around the world meeting this week for the Africa Oil Summit in Cape Town are focused on a number of issues that are critical to the continent's oil, gas, and energy sectors. From the vexed conversation around a just energy transition to new investments in the hydrocarbon industry, there's no shortage of issues to be discussed. Here are some sound bites from today's opening remarks by two of the high-profile speakers in attendance.
We are striving for universal access to energy. We are at 93% access to electricity energy now in South Africa, and we're working very hard to achieve universal access to energy. But there's an issue there. The price of electricity is beginning to be a factor in terms of real accessibility of that electricity. Although the consumption of crude oil broke through the 100 million barrels per day level in 2023, as quantified by the 73rd edition of the Energy Institute Statistical Review of the World Energy, our experience over the past 5 years has proven to us that petroleum sector has been running second feed to other sources of energy, and in particular renewable energies. When we talk energy, 70% of the time is spent on moving to renewable energy, triple it, grow it, and so forth. And other sources of energy have played a second fiddle. And when we separated our department and established the Department of Mineral and Petroleum Resources, one of the issues that was at the center of that discussion was that petroleum must be given its recognition. It must be elevated to its rightful place. It is a source of 60% of our energy sources in the country. It can't play a second fiddle to other sources of energy. It must be debated as a very critical component of the energy sources. Now, as part of government concerted effort to provide orderly development of the country, petroleum resources, ensure equitable access, and promote participation of physically disadvantaged persons in the sector, the department developed an upstream petroleum resource development bill, which has since been adopted by both houses of parliament in South Africa and is ready for being signed into law by the president. And that act is so important to us because upstream petroleum resource development bill is establishing petroleum as an independent sector of the economy. It's not an appendage of mining. Mining is a sector, petroleum is a sector, and we're busy developing that in full. And this is the first of its kind in South African history, as upstream petroleum industry has always been regulated as an appendage to other industries. We are convinced that once the bill is enacted into law, it will not only pave way for orderly development of the upstream petroleum industry, but will boost the country's economic growth to 8%. I'm one of the few people who are convinced that if we make a breakthrough on the petroleum sector, will break the mode of being a low economic growth economy.
Africa and the global energy transition. I had mentioned that APO had just concluded a major study on the future of the oil and gas industry in Africa in the light of the energy transition. I also mentioned that the study had identified 3 imminent challenges that the energy transition poses to the industry. These are the challenges of funding, of technology, and of markets. I have further noted that APO was taking practical measures to address those challenges. I noted that APO had, a couple of months earlier, signed an MOU with Afro-Exim Bank to explore the possibility of establishing the Africa Energy Bank. Today, I'll give you an update on the Africa Energy Bank, as well as what we are doing to address the 2 other challenges.